Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't done so already. Now, this week, I'm not going to have much of a watch list this week because everything's going to hinge on FOMC on Wednesday. So, as far as the economic calendar, let's see, Monday don't really see too much. Tuesday morning we have CPI, which will be pretty significant. It will let us know about inflation. Then Wednesday we have FOMC. We'll have the statement, the economic projections, then the press conference with Powell at 2:30. Then as far as other news, we've got Thursday, we got core retail sales, unemployment claims. And on Friday, we have flash PMI. So get some pretty significant data coming out and FOMC. So like I said, everything's going to hinge on FOMC. So we could end up seeing a pretty small range day the next couple days until Wednesday. Then that will pretty much dictate where we're going to go. So depending on what happens, everyone's projecting a 50 basis point rate hike, but based on the news we've been getting the last couple of weeks, we could see 75. It's not a be all end all. We could be surprised, and or if they do manage to do 50 points, they could change the projection outlook too. So I think we may get a surprise. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I have Amazon up right now. Now, before I get into Amazon, the put to call ratio right now is at 0.95. It's really not that extreme. It's right in the middle, so it doesn't really mean much as of right now. But now, as far as Amazon, Christmas season still another couple weeks before it ends. So I'm kind of surprised that it has not run that much. But well, I don't know. The last 3 days have been green, so I'm gonna watch it over 91. Yeah, 91 for push to 92, 94, 96, 98 to 100. See if we get any momentum off that. The weekly still looks pretty good, even though it is back down. It went down to the 85 level. Well, not 85, 87 level. Yeah, 87 level. So, but if it does manage to get over this 91, I think that we could see a nice little push to 100 on Amazon. I would think that it's been beaten down for so long. I mean, at some point you think it's going to bounce, but it's kind of like Roku. It gets any momentum and gets crushed. But Amazon is not Roku. Amazon makes money, makes huge amounts of money. Roku's just doesn't really do too much. So, but I'm anticipating that maybe we'll get a little bit of a rally into the this week. Now, one of the things that I'd like to mention about FOMC is lately, the last few FOMCs, that the market has been raging. When they release the statement, the market just likes to pop and just ends up having a raging day. So it's been doing that almost all year long. It's possible that it could end up doing the same thing. I don't know. We'll have to see, but we're not going to speculate until the time happens. But Amazon, definitely watching that for a pop. Netflix, oops, why is that not picking up? Netflix, just make sure my mic's working, everything. It's got like a little shooting star right here, abandoned baby, whatever you want to call it. It's got a gap filled out here to 310. I'd watch it puts underneath Friday's low. We'll just round down to 318. Yeah, 318. For if it gets below 318, we're probably going to end up seeing a gap fill down to the 312, 310 area. And if it does manage to get below that, we could probably see 300. Well, 305 is the next big area, but then 300 on the daily. So it's been in a little channel right here. As you can see the bottom of the channel and the top of the channel, and we could end up seeing this kind of a move down here to 300 on Netflix. So definitely keep an eye on that for Netflix. Tesla, you know, it's been bouncing right around this this 185 level from over here on the weekly, but it went below it. It got bought back up. Now it's back down to below it again. So I'm kind of going to be watching Tesla to see if it bounces. One thing I want to point out is that the MACD is rising, so we get a nice little like bullish divergence going on. Just have to mind me, my nose is kind of like really stuffy. Get a little bit of a bullish divergence going on not very much, just a small little bit. You only can see it on the MACD. So we'll have to see if this actually does continue to go or not. So I would watch it over Friday's high of what, 183, you know, 183 for push to 185, 190, 195, 200. One of the things I keep thinking at is that that every time it gets to the bottom of the Keltner channel, it likes to bounce like it did here. It bounced, and here it bounced, and here it bounced. But they were short-lived bounces. Maybe this time it won't be. Maybe it will actually take off. And you also get an inverted head and shoulders. You get the left shoulder right here, and you get the head, and you get a right shoulder right here. So you could end up seeing a strong move out of Tesla. So just keep an eye on Tesla. Now I'm gonna get to the VIX before SPY. The VIX had a nice green weekly, green daily. It's in a bull flag right here. You can even see the hourly's got an inverted head and shoulders. The left, the head, and the right shoulder right there. It's over 23. We could end up seeing a rocket move on SPY. So I'm pushed in at 24. Even 25, 26. So usually the top of the channel right here is 30. So we could see a push to 30 on VIX. But if it pushes to 30, that means the market's going to dump pretty big. Now, now on the daily, put it in a lower high right here, and it's right at this 392 level. Now we can definitely break this 392 level and go down here and fill the gap down to the 380. I'll get 390, then 385, 380, and the weekly chart right here, it did reject the trend line. This 392 level is going to be important. Now we could see the market not just chop. We could actually see it dump going into FOMC, assuming that something's going to happen because of the bad data. That's why the market's been freaking out. Is that the data is kind of saying something different than what the Fed is saying. So the market is trying to decipher or anticipate what's going to happen. So that's why it's kind of like been dropping. So I think that the market could possibly continue with that mindset and think that something's going to end up happening and just pull back until FOMC day. And if that does happen, that we could end up seeing something that could end up making the market pop on FOMC day. So it's pretty, it's pretty much all speculative right now. I mean, it's hard to say what the market's going to do. You just got to take it day by day and see what other news affects the markets, and just take it day by day, and just try not to be too look forward too much, trying to predict the future, because you really can't predict the future, and we'll just have to see what happens. So that's what I'm thinking. I think we might end up either chopping or pull back a little bit till FOMC. Then when FOMC gets here, we could end up seeing a push to 400, 405, even 410, depending on how much if we drop even at all. So that's my thoughts on FOMC. I know the watch list wasn't really much to talk about. There's really nothing really to talk about when it's FOMC day. It's gonna pretty much gonna put the market on pause until Wednesday. So we'll have to see what happens. So that's why I need to be in the room and anticipate that Wednesday is going to be a pretty expensive SPX day, and hopefully be very volatile. So with that said, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the room.